Is on. Hello, Alvin. Who are you? What's the
Okay.
bird's eye view?
Hey, Jada. I'm a real estate investor. I'm a private money lender. I'm a father, whatever you want to call me. I'm just a normal guy trying to kill it, and trying to get to, financial freedom and, help others along the way, generally speaking.
That's so nice. How, other than the generally speaking, I don't know. That kind of made it like, hmm. How are you planning to help others also reach financial freedom?
There's a couple different ways. I mean, I have people that I invest with, partners that I do stuff with, but in investing terms, but also as a private money lender, I'm able to help tons of people earn great returns on, loans for real estate investors that are out there doing things that they would want to do, but maybe don't have time to do or don't have the knowledge to do. So, in real estate, as you know, there are two things involved. There's a deal and there's always money involved. So you may not know how to do every type of deal. You don't need to know how to do pad split, co-living, sober living, flips, whatever, you name it. You don't know how to do it. But as long as you have the money, you can insert yourself into deals and be able to participate in all of that and take a piece of the profit while still helping others complete their deals. Everybody wins and everybody's happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I would love to go more into, I feel like for those that may not know you, they'll be like, oh, okay, interesting. He lends on real estate deals. And I
Hmm.
feel if we go a little more in depth on maybe some of your deals and see some of the numbers and how the breakdown is, I feel like people will get a better sense of like what you actually do. And what, I have a couple questions for you afterwards. So
Sure.
what kind of deals would you be willing to share with us?
Do you want to hear a lending deal or do you want to hear my investing deals?
Let's go with lending and then investing.
Okay, so lending, there's complicated and there's simple. I mean, the simple ones are, just yesterday, a student called me their white knight because I came in and saved their deal. They were $200,000 short on a deal, and last minute, one of their PMLs, one of their people that was supposed to fund the deal, didn't come through. Or literally 8 a.m. in the morning, they got a text saying, hey man, my funds didn't come through. I can't help you. I'm sorry. So he reaches out and he's like, hey Alvin, can you like do me a solid and help me out here? And so I know this guy, so I got him 200,000. Actually, it turned out into 300,000 in the same day because we wired him the money. Then his lender said, no, we're not going to accept that because it's from random Joe Schmo Alvin here, and that guy's not in your LLC, so we're not going to allow that. So they actually didn't allow my 200,000 to be put into place. I had to send him another 100 and plus thousand, and then he had to come up with an additional amount to close the deal. And then today we got some of those funds back. But all in all, we saved a purchase of a large multifamily deal in Texas. So that's just helping people win and helping people close their deals, right? So that's a
Dude.
simple one.
Okay.
Yeah.
How a couple what kind of deal was it? And then why did you guys have to put extra money?
So he had originally raised, a certain amount of money, let's say $1 million for this deal, right? And one of his lenders was supposed to come in with 200,000, but last minute that person's funds were not free to do it, so he was 200,000 short. So I came in as a quick bridge gap to put that in, and actually I wound up staying in the deal. I'm gonna be his lender on it, so I'll join the deal, and obviously I made money on it. He's going to continue to make money on it. He got to close his deal, um, and that's what happened. It was, I think, it's. I don't, honestly, I haven't looked into the full details of the deal, but it's a large multifamily complex, like apartments in Texas, and we just saved the deal. So
Wow. Okay.
yeah,
Interesting. Okay, because at first I thought it was going to be like a double closing, and so that's why it was like a quick.
it was kind of like a double closing too. So the additional funds that I gave in afterwards, we considered a double close, and I was paid in the sense of a double close there. And then the initial funds that I put in, we would consider a PML, and we'll go into that.
Okay, so let's just let me see if I understand. So I guess, oh, just to draw it out, because I know my mind's being a little like, what is going on? Okay, so multifamily deal, multi.
Mhm.
And so he needed 200K at closing, close of escrow. And so what ended up happening is you had to bring 300K instead.
Over 300.
Over 300. Okay, 300 plus. And but at the end, or once it closed, then you received money back.
I actually got my 200 back today, but which of that I had to send him back, basically 100K, because, or the difference between the 200 and the amount that I sent in afterwards. So all in all, I have 200K tied up in the deal right now, but altogether I sent in over 300,000 in the course of a day, or in the course of a day.
Okay. Wait, so you got the 200K returned, but then you have to put it back?
Yeah, because remember I said we sent in 200K.
Uh-huh.
That 200K was disqualified by the lender. And they said you couldn't use it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
then we had to come up with another 200K. So I funded another $100,000+
Oh,
for the deal, and he came in with another, let's say $80,000, $90,000, right? And
mhm.
so together we got a new 200,000. So now the title of the company sends me back the funds today, but I still have to make up for his contribution yesterday for the 90 or 80, 90 grand. So I sent him back that money, and I got to keep the additional 100, 10, let's say, that we contributed on the second round.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That's just like a weird thing. I can't even draw it out. But I get it. As you're saying it, it's like it's it's making sense.
It's not always easy, right? Yeah, the lenders, as we are lenders, lenders tend to throw a wrench in things sometimes, or it wasn't really the lender per se; it was the PML that backed out, right? That caused last minute fire that I was able to put out.
Dude, okay. Okay. That is such a weird deal. What's another one that you have had?
I mean, most of mine are pretty traditional, fix and flip type, loans.
Okay.
Lender, people coming in for gap lending, and then I, fund their deal, and they go do what they need to do, and they pay me back. I mean, it's not too much complication to it, really.
Okay. So
Yeah.
at least that's nice to hear, because I feel like starting off with
Yeah.
one that's just like a little weird for even me to understand. Maybe some people would be
Hmm.
like, lending seems like it's too much. But like what you're saying, so here, I'm just gonna keep going back to this. So like writing down easy fix and flip. How does that work? So
Hmm.
people are coming to you for the gap.
Yep. So people would come to you for your DSCR loan. DSCR is a debt service coverage ratio loan, where people can get their mortgages not based on their own income, but based on the income that a property or the asset produces, and they debt coverage, right? So how much the income from the property can cover the cost of the loan, but then they usually are required to bring 20 to 30% down. So that's called your gap plus closing costs, and so they'll come to me for the gap money because they want to be no money down in the deal. So you'll send them to me, or somebody else will come to me, and I'll give them the funds. Of course, I'll get collateral to cover myself to make sure me and my lenders are safe. And then we'll give them those funds. They're able to do their deal, no money out of pocket for the most part. And then they finish their deal, they pay us back, they pay you back, or they continue to hold or refinance out, whatever the exit strategy is for them. And we all get paid back. The original DSCR lender, the gap lender, myself and my lenders get paid back, and all is happy, and then we rinse and repeat.
Okay. So to make it super easy, this is the borrower,
Mm-hmm.
and they're buying this house. And so they use me, and I give them a DSCR loan.
Mm-hmm.
But
For
we don't
80%.
exactly. So we give 80% of what they're asking for, because we don't give
Mm-hmm.
100%. And so now they're missing that 20%. And then that's where you come in with that 20 and help
Yep.
them. But you were saying earlier that it's, you and your lenders get paid out. So you also work with other people to bring in their funds to help with that 20%.
Right. Yep, exactly. So I lend both my own money and other people's money. So people who aren't able to find these deals or don't have the time to manage these deals, don't have the ability to underwrite these deals, which underwriting is the key thing here. To protect your money is goal number one. So they entrust me to analyze their deals, protect their money, and put them into good deals with good borrowers. And so we'll put that money in, and we'll get paid out. This week alone, I've already gotten 2 full payouts from 2 of my loans that have gone full circle.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually have a check sitting on my desk right now.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, and so how long were those out for? How long was that money out for that?
One was a very short-term deal. One was a month. The other one was 6 months. But actually, the borrowers, sub-2 students, who actually only paid back within like 4.5 months, they paid back early.
Oh,
So got our money back early. The lender is happy. I'm happy. They're happy. They made money on their flip. And so all is well.
nice.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, cool. And so I think you were mentioning it before this. You had mentioned, and you had a paper that was like the perfect BRRRR. So outside of lending, did you start with lending or did you start with investing?
I was an investor first. So I've been investing in real estate for about 5 years. Everything that I do is long distance. All of my properties are all flights away, bought sight unseen, never laid eyes on them before I bought them, seen them maybe once or twice in the time that I own it, if I'm lucky. Some, I didn't see until over a year later, some 6, 7 months down the line. And we complete full renovations, full upgrades, Airbnbs, get them live, generating money, and never even saw it. So in these 2 BRRRRs, I didn't see any of them until long after the purchase. We, put renters in, improved the projects, and we're able to cash out over $250,000 in tax-free money from these deals. We bought them all cash, or I bought them all cash, and put very little money in. I call them the perfect BRRRR because normally the part of the BRRRR is to buy, renovate, renovate, rent, refinance, repeat, right? So I skipped an R. I didn't have to renovate these. All I did was, do a very light cleanup, maybe get some renters in. So very little money out of pocket on the renovation, which a lot of people buy these really, really rundown homes that have to be put a lot of money into rehab before you can increase the value, force appreciation, and then cash out. But because these properties that I bought are multifamily properties, their evaluation oftentimes is based on NOI. So if I'm able to increase the NOI, then I increase the value and therefore I pull money out.
Oh, wow. So you started with buying multifamily.
Yeah, I actually own 2 mobile home parks now and some small multifamily as well, over 30 doors.
Oh my God. I've known you for how many months?
Yeah.
I don't know any of this.
Well, things happen over time. I didn't always own that many. I've acquired some of them just this year. So it happens. Things happen, balls get rolling, you start the snowball effect and things grow.
And so with that BRRRR that you're talking about, how much did you pull out tax-free and how did you pull it out tax-free?
So there's 2 properties, right? One, I forget which one I actually bought while I was in the Bahamas, but one of these, I literally was in the Bahamas at 11 o'clock at night, filling out wire transfer forms on a cruise with my family while my kids are asleep, climbing over them, sleeping, to sneak out of the room, to fill out these wire transfer forms, send out the wire, through the business center, because I didn't even have Wi-Fi, to send out these purchases, bought them all cash. This one in particular, the quadplex, I spent $450. I bought it for $110, spent $450 and just clean up, getting the place ready for new tenants, all in. So 110, 450. So just over 110.
Wow.
We, 3 months later on the dot, we were able to cash out, 112,000. So not a lot. I got all of my money out plus maybe $1,000, right? But the property appraised at $170,000 plus. So just built-in equity alone, I already have $60,000, no money left in the deal, and this property will grosses $2,900 in rent per month, with a monthly PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance of $1,150. So even after accounting for reserves and everything, I cash flow $1,500 a month
Oh my
with something that I have no money in. I pay no taxes on the money that I took out, and I'm putting that money, that 112,000, right back into other loans or other properties and other purchases.
Dang. Some of these numbers could be very wrong because I have the mind of a goldfish.
No,
Rehab
I was
was
speaking very fast. The rehab was 450, but 410 is it's pennies. So
450.
yeah. So
Okay.
all in was 110, 450.
Wow. Okay.
And that was a quadplex. So 4 renters. Originally, when I bought it, there was only 2 renters in there. So it was 50% under the evaluation that it should have been. So I put in the renters, increased the valuation, and easily boosted the valuation to over 170. Pull out less than even 70% loan to value because I wanted to make sure this thing cash flowed. I didn't want to over leverage. I mean, I could have easily pulled out 75, 80% loan to value, and I could have pulled out another 20, 30 grand. Let's say, I'm rough math here, 20, 30 grand in tax-free money to put into other deals. But I wanted to make sure that it was cash flowing. I didn't want to over leverage it. So we keep just enough to pull out what we needed to pull out.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. So you, okay. Wow. I'm so sorry. Can you say one more time what you pulled out?
112. 112 was what we pulled out. And we were all in at 110, 450. So I got 1550 or 1150 out, just over $1,000 over my initial investment, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. And then this is the rent after the cash out?
After it's been fully leased out, it's at 2,900, and then after a mortgage of 1,150 per month, you're left with like 17 and change. Account for your cash reserves, your capex, vacancies. We're left with $1,500 a month in pure cash flow.
Wow. Okay. So, sorry, you said like 1,500. So, and this is the monthly payments after the cash out.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. So not only did you get that when you cashed out, but you also get this monthly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Where is this?
It's Ohio. It's a cash flow market.
Yeah. Let's go, Alvin. That's amazing.
It's a winner for sure. But the more important thing was, the especially with long distance investing, right? The headache is doing renovations and the time and the curveballs that come in with any type of rehab, right? So buying this right, we bought it through a wholesaler, so the wholesaler made money. We made money both on the cash out and monthly now, so everybody wins.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So that's just so interesting. Wow. Okay. And then on top of this, your W-2, you're a pharmacist, right?
Mm-hmm. Legal drug pusher.
Legal drug pusher. That's what I like to know, pharmacist.
Dealing drugs and money. That's all I do.
Gosh. It's going to be the title of this. Stealing drugs and money.
Yeah.
Then it's going to get flagged on YouTube. So
legally, you got to put in parentheses.
So with all of this, not only do you have, drug dealer / doctor kind of money, pharmacist money, but then you also lend, and then you also now have multiple properties that you own, and you not only get the cash flow, but then you also, pulled out hundreds of thousands of dollars to like pay yourself back. So it just seems like there's a lot of money coming in. What keeps you wanting to like do this? Why do you not feel like, yeah, I've done enough. I've got a good job. I've bought enough, and I'm ready to just
Yeah.
stay where I'm at.
So I've asked myself and other people the same questions, people much more successful than myself, the same things. People who are making 1 million, 2 million, 3 million a year. I've asked them the same question: when is it enough? And I think everybody's answer is going to be different. For me, my goal is to be free of the W-2, be time free, freedom of time and location and choice of what to do with your time is my number one why. Right? Time and health are our most important things in life, right? We don't know when our clock is going to end. So spending time with families, spending time traveling, doing what I want when I want without anybody, telling me, I don't have to submit my PTO request to go get approved before I go somewhere, right?
Mhm.
That is ultimately the goal. Despite, everything that I have so far, I can't say that I'm at the point where I'm ready to let that go. Um, but plus, having a W-2, as somebody once said, is kind of like a superpower. Right now, I'm not utilizing my, income to buy these properties. I have in the past. I bought other properties with, normal qualifications.
Mhm.
But as we do creative deals, as we do all cash deals like this, that kind of becomes obsolete. So, the W-2 is nice though. You can do a lot of things and with that income and show it. But eventually that will be phased out. I'm not at that point
Yeah.
yet. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, the time that I will be able to stop, and I don't know that I'll ever be able to stop 100%, right? But scale back, relax would be at the point where you know money is not a problem. And time is not a problem. I can go anywhere, drop a time, be like, "Hey, Jada, I'm gonna fly over to Cali, and we're gonna go hang out right now," and that'll be it. And when I can say that, and then we're good.
And how large of a factor do you think that because I know I'm really interested in birds. So for me it's like, oh, that's so fascinating. And I want to highlight the lending more than anything because
Mhm.
that's how we met and that's how we work together. We always, talk about lending deals and always try to work on those things together. So how big of a factor does lending play in that plan?
Right now, it's big because lending ultimately, you know, it has more cash flow than real estate, right? $1,500 on one property, might sound like a lot, but how many of those do you really need to achieve financial freedom? I mean, everybody's number is different. Maybe some people want 5,000, some people need 10,000. Um, but ultimately, real estate is a slower work a way to financial freedom cash flow wise.
Mhm.
You make money in the long term over appreciation and other benefits.
Mhm.
But immediately speaking, most people don't retire off of real estate alone unless you have a lot of properties, right?
Yes.
So lending is a business. You get higher cash flow, puts that into more deals. It's going to fund more purchases for me, more deals for me, and so that will get me to my point faster.
Hmm. No, absolutely. I'm on the same wave. I feel like I don't always come off that way, especially when I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, what's a lease option? So
Yeah. Oh, and
thank
don't get caught up in the shiny object syndrome. But that's the good thing about real estate, right? You don't have to know everything about everything. And what I like about it is there are a ton of exit plans. It's not just one option. You buy stocks. What's your exit? To
you.
sell it or maybe sell some options on it. But with real estate, you can burr it, you can sell it, you can flip it, fix it, flip it, and turn it, do whatever you want, lift it up and move it somewhere else. You could do that too. So I love the multi-exit strategy of real estate and all things involved with it. We can make money off of real estate in so many different ways.
Mm. One thing that, and I right now I'm just doing more like you were saying, I do more DSCR lending and hard money for a lot of borrowers and a lot of investors. But I I want not just I want to, but I can see myself getting to your point as well, where you have other people like you're direct. You're not a DSCR lender company or like a hard money lending company. You're like, hey, I've got my own money, other people's money, and the deal. It's all very direct, and
Right. Yeah.
I really like that. I think that sounds so, like so much fun. I was actually this week, Dan Martell had said something along the lines of, you only receive what you desire for others. And
Mm,
I feel like, knowing you and knowing how, like, honestly really generous you are. Like, you've
thank
been
you.
so nice to me, and you're like, Jada, I got you. Don't worry, you're taken care of. And you're always saying, like, I don't know. I just feel like you've given me so much.
No, honestly, I think that goes more your way to my way. I mean, you to me than others. I think you've sent me so many leads, and even this week, I mean, probably talking to two people that, or more that you've sent my way. So definitely appreciate you and appreciate everything that you do.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And then I also feel like kind of going along with that quote, that it it's exemplified with how you bring other people into these deals, which
Hmm.
I just think it's awesome. Like, I'm sure that you can probably go out and burn more, or like make more money and then just fully lend only yours. But you make it a point to like, hey, I want to be successful, but I also got like Carl over here, who I like him. He's a good friend. Hey, Carl, here,
Hmm.
start lending your money, because then we can both level up.
It's all about elevating everybody around you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Go, Alvin. I love
virtual high five.
it. Well, I just wanted to keep this short. I did want to just break down a few deals. Did you have anything that you wanted to quickly mention?
No, I mean, I'm out here just trying to provide and do what I can for others, bringing people on, helping them reach their financial goals too. This week alone, I've had two lenders paid out in full, got their money back, and already had their interest payments during the holds. So they're happy and they're ready to roll more money into it. So I can't express enough gratitude to my lenders that trust me to do this. I mean, if you've seen some of my posts, hundreds of thousands of dollars that they entrust me with, and it's a lot to bear, and it shows, with great, power comes great responsibility.
Mm,
So, I hope to help many, many more, and both lenders and investors, fix and flippers or other investors out there, killing it in the real estate game, and more people like you. It's all about relationship building and making everybody win.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So if people want to work with you, either if they want to be a part of the deals that you're doing and making the returns that seem pretty secure, or if people have deals, like you were saying, like a lot of people that I know that tell me, "Hey, Jada, I have money that I want to invest." It's usually like 10 to maybe 50,000. I'm like,
Hmm.
awesome. I don't have anything that's going to be in first position where you're super secure, unless it's like in the Midwest. But you
Hmm.
have hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you're like, you're pretty. If people are like, "Hey, Alvin, I have a flip, I would rather go to you than a hard money lender." You have the
Hmm.
capacity, which is awesome. So
Yeah.
what's the best way to reach out to you?
My Instagram tag is on the bottom of the screen. It's Alvin Lee on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram. You can find me there. My contact information is there. My forms for applications for loans, or if you want to just reach out, shoot me a message. Always happy to help people structure their deals and make things work. 70% of the people or more that come to me, I actually turn them away, and so this isn't the best option for you. You could probably do this or that, or I had somebody that came to me. I think you sent them to me not too long ago. I forget. I think it was, yeah, but 2 3 days ago, I was on the phone with him, just doing the dishes as I'm talking to him, and he's like, "I got this deal. I'm supposed to do this and do that, and I'm gonna have to come up with this large sum of money." I was like, "Well, can I propose you as alternative? Why don't you do the Morby method? Why don't let's close this all cash, and then you'll get your seller finance 50%. You're going to pull that money out. You'll get extra money for working capital, and you'll be able to close this deal so much faster. Why wouldn't you do that? And then you don't have to worry about all these funds that you're borrowing from me. So
That's awesome. Integrity. That's integrity, where you're not just selling, yourself. You totally do that. Don't go to
yeah,
the lenders, go to me. And you're like, nah, nah, nah.
yeah.
Let me tell you a probably better way, so that you're not out of pocket, as much as you were going to be, which I think is awesome.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, we all need a profit. So the more that they make money, the more they'll come back. And, I think they'd rather work with somebody genuine than not. So,
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
And quick, I don't want to take up too much time to go over a Morby method, but would you in the future, hopefully relatively near future, do like an Instagram video or like a YouTube video or something, breaking it down simply so that anybody who hears like Morby method, and if they look it up and they're like, I don't get it, can they go to like your channel, your socials, and kind of get a better sense?
That's a good idea for an educational post. So yes, I'll definitely put that on my list of to-dos. I need to get on Jada's level of social media.
Oh God. We'll see. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to do I'm going to post almost every day, if not every day this month. So
Day 2 of doing 100 deals before the end of the year. I'm watching you.
All right. Thank you.
I'm supporting you. Go Jada.
Well, thank you so much for coming, Alvin. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
I want to have you on multiple times, and hopefully the next time you're on, we can do a deal breakdown that we've done together.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's going to happen one way or another.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, and I will bid you adieu.
Thank you, and have a good day. Take care.